What's up, guys? Welcome back to Low Ride Garage for part 2 of building custom 3-inch exhaust. I spent most of the day replicating what we did last week onto the other side of the truck, so I'll get you all caught up with that. And my goal is to get it mocked up good enough so that we can start it and hear the exhaust come through the stacks. So stay tuned for that and enjoy the video. Okay, so last week where we left off, we got the H-pipe put on. You can see I got my band clamps in. So I got these, this clamped on, so this could be removable still. Just tack welded to the collector temporarily so that we can build off of this. See, I got the muffler. What I did is I put the muffler where I wanted it, so that I could connect to the stacks and connect to the H-pipe. So you can see I went ahead and bolted some exhaust brackets to the floor brace here. Got one on each side so that the muffler is exactly where I want it. It's really nice and even with the bottom of the truck. 45 out of that into a 90 going into the stack. So I went ahead and put the shields on and kind of not permanently mounted, but I had to get them exactly where I wanted these stacks because this was actually sitting at just a little bit that way, and man, does it really kick out the bottom. So I had to make sure these are exactly where I wanted them, so that I could start building off this, make sure this is all right. You see another band clamp here. They're working out really well. The only place it's not going to work out where I wanted it to was band clamping this pipe to the stack. Because I had to come out of the stack and immediately making an angle. The band clamp needs a little bit of a straight pipe to clamp to, and it doesn't quite fit up in here with the stack, so I'll probably have to use an old school horseshoe kind of style up inside here, but you won't be able to see it. And hopefully it won't leak there. I don't want to weld it. Like I said, the stacks need to be removable, and that's why I'm using the band clamps here. There'll be one there and here so that the muffler will be able to be removable. In case they want to change them to a different style or whatnot, and it'll be able to come apart in pieces if you ever need to service. Like say you get service the transmission, the X pipe or the H pipe will be able to come apart from here and from itself on each side and unbolt from the header. So go check out what we did on the other side. Basically replicated exactly what we did on the driver's side. I spent a lot of time making sure it's exactly the same, a lot of measuring, a lot of making sure that this was perfectly even with the rocker panel, and it was exactly the same as the other side. Same thing, I got the exhaust hangers bolted to the floor and welded to the muffler so that they're removable. You can unbolt it because it still has to all come off and get welded in places and painted. I'll tell you more about that when I get my I ordered some high temperature paint from KBS Coatings. It's a stainless steel color, so it'll be a little bit darker, just a touch darker than like a bright silver, like the headers are a bright silver. VHT ceramic coating. So I think that'll look pretty cool. We'll probably do a whole nother video on that. But first I'm just trying to mock the stuff up. And really my next step here is to get from the muffler under the frame to the H-pipe. So let me get started on that, and I'll get you guys caught up. Alright, so this is what I've come up with here. I got a really short 90 coming out of the muffler, and I pointed down a little into a 45 and into another 90 going into the H-pipe. Now I used the expanded ends. I cut those down, and I'm kind of using those to cheat the angle. I know there's better ways to do this. By actually making the pie cuts. That'll be something I can do later on. This will get me at least on the road. I'm gonna weld all these up real nice, so it's all nice one piece. But before I start tacking this together, I'm actually gonna take this all apart and try to replicate it for the other side. You can see that there's a good amount of clearance here under the frame. We got plenty of room back here for the gas tank. And overall, it doesn't look terrible under the truck. It's not super low. From the side, it just kind of, it's gonna go up under the frame a little bit there. Let me try to get the other side replicated, tacked together, and see if we can hear this. All right, here's all the bends to go underneath and around the frame for each side. These are my original ones that I mocked up, and I duplicated those. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mocked back up under the truck and tacked together, and see if we can get it together good enough where we can fire this up and hear it through the stacks for the first time. Okay, so the under the frame bends are all mocked up. You see I started welding this side together. Not super happy with it. This might be a little bit above my fabrication skills. I'm probably gonna have a shop try to custom bend me that out all in one piece for me, but at least I have the shape and it is hooked up. The other side's just tacked together, but it's hooked up from headers, H-pipe, mufflers through the stacks. So I think it's to the point where we can try firing this thing up and see what it sounds like. That sounds pretty awesome. Oh, so much better than open headers. Still pretty loud, but definitely a little more aggressive than the little red sounds. That's for sure. I think that's where I'm going to end this video, guys. Appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't done that. And until next time, take it easy.